We're excited for you to be here, and it's incredible with the companies that you work with across the globe. And what is it that We First Branding actually does for its customers?
Absolutely. We First encourages brands of all sizes, if you're a startup, if you're an entrepreneur, if you're a large multinational, to become a We First brand. And what that means is, for a long time, companies were more me first. They would talk about themselves, they would really just serve their bottom line, it would always be their duty to their shareholder. But the world has changed, and it's changed for three reasons. There's a lot of social crises out there, and we know about them through the web. So whether it's, climate change, or whether it's sort of disparity of wealth, or loss of biodiversity out there, there's a lot of challenges in the world, and our customers know that. Secondly, there is social media, and that's connecting people in ways that's never happened before. So they're talking about these issues. And then thirdly, we have mobile, which means we're always on. So it's not like you lose touch with your customer, you're constantly in contact with them. And what you've seen develop is this expectation from your customers that you make a difference in the world. And the way we talk about that is shifting from being a me first brand to a we first brand. So when we work with a company, we help them think about what they're doing, how they're treating their employees, how they bring that contribution to life out there in the world, so people look at them and say, you know what, you're part of the solution, you're not part of the problem, and so we want you to succeed, we want to buy your product, we want to stay loyal with you.
That's interesting. We have so many small business customers throughout the First United footprint. Would there be three critical steps for them as small businesses to achieve this?
Absolutely. I think if there were three things you had to do as a small business if you want to grow, and by grow, I mean if you want to inspire your employees and customers to build your business with you, to talk about you, to recommend your product, to get people to come and sort of take a look at you. The first is you would recognize that the future of profit is purpose. And what I mean by that is if you look at your customer base, increasingly they are millennials and Gen Z. These are people born after 2000 or before, after the 1990s. And the way they look at the world is very different. They want the world to be a better place. They want to be conscious in the way they conduct business. And so this is not about just good intentions. This is about tapping into real market drivers. And so when I say the future of profit is purpose, excuse me, what I'm saying is you've really got to look at it and say you can lead with your purpose, and that will build your business very legitimately because that's what your customers want. Secondly, I would say that there's a big shift in the way you market yourself. And the way I talk about that shift is you need to shift from being the celebrity of your customer community to being its chief celebrant. And what I mean by that is typically, even if you're doing good, a lot of companies will talk about themselves. So they'll say, we're great because we're doing this, or we're donating this amount of money, or our employees are volunteering this amount of time, or just look at our products and services. That's a one-way conversation. And companies end up wondering why no one's engaged, why people aren't responding to them across social media and so on. Instead, you need to make them the celebrity of your communications. And you need to be the celebrant of them. You need to put them on a pedestal in your communications. And then thirdly is you've got to recognize that if you want to be competitive, because as a business you have to be competitive to succeed. If you want to be competitive, you've got to realize that the evolution of revolution is contribution. And what I mean by that, in the 90s, it might be you had to win at all stakes at the expense of everybody else and crush your competitors and take no prisoners. Now it's very different. The way that you revolutionize your industry, the way you stand out, is actually through the contribution you make. And you see so many young companies and social enterprises like Tom's and others that have done so well because of that. And so I would think those are the three things. The future of profit is purpose. Make sure that you're the chief celebrant, not celebrity of your customer community, and recognize that the evolution of revolution is contribution. And if you take that mindset to who you are, how you conduct yourself, and your marketing, it will absolutely inspire all the different stakeholders to build your business with you.
What about just one piece of advice you could give our customers?
One piece of advice, I would say probably that this is a subtle distinction, but a critical one. You need to be a mission with a company, not a company with a mission. And what I mean by that is if you're a company with a mission, typically you say, this is what we want to do in the world, but you're limited to the walls of your company. You think in terms of the box of your company. Instead, you should think, what is my mission in the world? And my company is in the service of that. So think about Tesla, Elon Musk, who launched an auto brand not long ago. He is in the mission of building, sustainable mass transportation. And as a result of that, he's got a car company, and as a result of that, he's got, opened up his intellectual property, and as a result of that, he's doing these charging stations and doing it in partnership with other brands. But that's all in the service of his mission. So if you as a business owner, no matter how small you are, if you think, what is the difference I want to make in the world? And then think through everything that you do as a company is in the service of that, then you'll inspire people to work towards that mission with you, and then you'll get there a lot quicker, rather than limiting yourself just to the sort of confines of your company. So be a mission with a company, not a company with a mission.
Wow, that is so awesome. And thank you for being here.